Hi guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from tech to films and all the fun stuff in between. So this is fun. It's almost like answering questions without being a celebrity. Just kidding. What I've done is actually keyed in the words "what does iPad Pro" and checked all the prediction search recommendations shown on YouTube, Google, and Bing. And in this video, I'm going to answer those questions. This will be fun and also informative for all those who want to know more about the iPad Pro. You may ask, am I qualified to answer these questions? For which I'm going to say that I followed these devices like a hawk right from its conception back in 2010 and used a fair amount of iPads during this decade, and currently use the iPad Pro 2020 every day. So I will try to be accurate and to point on these. Just before proceeding, please do subscribe to my channel, guys, as this will immensely help a new YouTuber like me and I can continue making fun and informative videos for you. So let's begin. First question, what does the iPad Pro do? Now, this is not Gen 1 and iPads have been around for 10 years. So I'm going to club this question with another popular question shown on Google and YouTube, which is, what does the iPad Pro do that the iPad does not? So here we go. The iPad Pro offers 120 Hz refresh rate screen, which the other iPads don't, which means the screen refreshes twice as fast compared to non-Pro iPads. So everything will appear smoother and there will be less delay between your input and the screen from responding. And this will help in gaming, 3D modeling, graphic design, and other tasks where precision and speed is utmost important. The iPad Pro has got stereo speakers compared to other iPads, so sound will fire from both sides, giving you that true stereophonic sound effect. The iPad Pro has Face ID, which is this biometric face auth system using true depth sensing tech. It's more secure and allows you to use animojis which superimpose these cartoon characters on your head, or they can superimpose these avatars which you can create called memojis. The iPad Pro also offers faster performance courtesy of that faster A12Z Bionic chip under its hood paired with 6 gigs of RAM, whereas the iPad has the older A10 processor and the Air has got A12 processor, and both devices only have 3 gigs of RAM. And finally, the iPad Pro has got a more universal USB Type-C port compared to the older Lightning ports on the other iPads. Next question, what does the iPad Pro come with? The iPad Pro comes with the USB cable and an 18-watt fast charger to charge your device. Besides this, the box has also got paperwork, the iconic Apple stickers, and if you buy the cellular version, you get a SIM ejector tool which looks like this. Next, I'm also going to club these two questions together. What does the iPad Pro Cellular mean? And how does the iPad Pro Cellular work? It means that the Pro comes with additional hardware that supports cellular connectivity just like your mobile phone. The iPad Pro Cellular version does have a SIM card tray, and you need to be subscribed to a data package from your cellular network provider in order to avail this functionality. Once you're subscribed, then you'll be able to use your iPad Pro and access internet where Wi-Fi is not available. However, a few things to note here. A cellular subscription will not turn your iPad into a phone, meaning you will not be able to make cellular phone calls or send standard SMS messages via the iPad Pro. You can make FaceTime video calls or audio calls and even send iMessages, but you will not be able to make cellular calls and send SMS messages. Even with a data SIM and subscription, your iPad will not get a phone number, so bear this in mind. I usually prefer to save the extra cost for the cellular version and buy the Wi-Fi only version. And if I ever need to connect my iPad to the internet where Wi-Fi is not available, then I turn the personal hotspot on my iPhone and connect the iPad via that. This works perfectly fine, and you would save the additional cost also, which you can probably invest in buying an accessory or paying for more storage options on the iPad Pro. Next question, what does the iPad Pro look like when charging? Okay, a strange question, but I do get it that some devices have these cool animations while charging, but this is how the iPad looks. The lock screen looks like this, and if you open your iPad Pro, the charging icon on the top looks like this. So pretty standard, same as all the other iOS devices. Next question, what does the iPad Pro mean? Well, it is the top-end iPad which Apple sells. The Pro name translates to additional features you get, namely newer design, Face ID system, better cameras, more base storage at 128GB, ProMotion display, which is the 120Hz refresh rate screen, 6 gigs of RAM, faster A12Z processor, and USB-C port. It's also the most costly iPad, starting at $769 for the 11-inch screen version and $969 for the 12.9-inch screen size. Next question, what is the iPad Pro good for? Okay, a tricky question, as all iPads which Apple currently sell support the same operating system, which is iPad OS, and they support the same features when it comes to multitasking and apps. Also, there aren't any Pro-only apps which would run only on the iPad Pros and not on any other iPads. So it's much more trickier to find the differences that way. However, let me mention a few points listing what the iPad Pro is good for. Number one, it's the most powerful iPad, so tasks like 4K video editing, 3D rendering, and other resource-intensive apps work very smoothly. Number two, the iPad Pro screen refreshes twice as fast at 120Hz compared to other screens. Apple calls this ProMotion technology, so whilst gaming, games that support this feature will be super smooth and you will not notice much lag between your input and screen's response time. Same will be the case if you are a graphic designer or an artist and need that super quick response rate and power to work on your raw footage. Point 3, the iPad Pro has a USB Type-C port, which is a universal port, and this makes it easier to find accessories or adapters and connect things like portable hard drives or even external monitors. What does the iPad Pro second generation mean? Okay, I must admit that even I got confused by this, as the iPad Pro 2020 version comes in two different screen sizes, 11-inch and 12.9 inches. Both devices are exactly the same but with different screen sizes. All the internals, processors, cameras, they are all same, but Apple refers to them as different generations. The 11-inch iPad Pro is called Generation 2 and the 12.9-inch iPad Pro is called Generation 4. I think this is because when the iPad Pro was first introduced, it only came in the larger 12.9-inch screen size. The smaller screen size was added a bit later, but this screen kind of varied from 9.7 inches first to 10.5 inches. But this current 11-inch size was introduced in 2018, and I think that's the reason why Apple refers to this 2020 iteration as second gen, whereas the 12.9 size is currently in its fourth iteration, so it gets the fourth generation reference. Talking about making things confusing, this is probably at the top because both devices came out at the same time and one gets an older generation reference compared to the other one which gets a newer gen. Apple should have just called that iPad Pro 2020 and just get done with. That would have been much more simple and easy for users to understand. Then there are cost and country related questions, so I'll combine them together. How much is the iPad Pro 2020 in the Philippines and India? In the Philippines, the 11-inch iPad Pro 2020 Wi-Fi only model costs 47,990 peso and 12.9-inch costs 59,990 peso. I hope I'm saying the currency right, guys. If not, please excuse me. And guys, if my conversion calculator is showing correctly, then that means the 11-inch iPad Pro costs 1,638 equivalent UK pounds. That's nearly double the cost which we pay for in the UK, guys. That really is quite a lot, and I'm not sure why it is like that. I was reading the articles and it's something to do with your tax. But I think seriously, you have to take a vacation either to US or the UK once the travel restrictions ease and buy the iPad Pro from here whilst vacationing. Pricing in India is about 71,900 rupees for the 11-inch version and 89,900 rupees for the 12.9-inch version. So the cost is more or less the same and on par with what we pay here in the UK. The next few questions are about the Apple Pencil. What does the iPad Pro Pencil do, and does the iPad Pro 2020 work with Apple Pencil 1? The Apple Pencil is a stylus input device and comes in two versions. The Apple Pencil Generation 1, which is compatible with all iPads besides the iPad Pro. So yes guys, the Generation 1 pencil will not work on the iPad Pro. And then the much smoother Generation 2 pencil, which works on the iPad Pro 2018 and the iPad Pro 2020 models. The latency of the Apple Pencil Generation 2 is an insane 9 milliseconds, which means that it is buttery smooth and you will not notice any lag between your input and the screen responding. Next, what cool things can I do with my iPad Pro? Okay, I will list the things which are only possible on the iPad Pro here. Number 1, play games with 120Hz screen refresh rate so everything appears smoother. Number 2, use animojis and memojis via front-facing true-depth cameras. Number 3, control the refresh rate via the settings section to preserve battery life. Number 4, take ultra-wide pictures using the secondary ultra-wide angle camera at the back. Number 5, take advantage of the LiDAR scanner to get better estimations when using AR apps. Number 6, reverse charge your other devices using the iPad Pro. All you need is the Lightning to USB cable which you get with the iPhone 11 Pro series or any other suitable cable related to the device which you are trying to reverse charge. Finally, let's do some rapid fire questions. Does the iPad Pro come with a pen? No, this is Apple we are talking about. You need to pay £120 to get that Apple Pencil Generation 2. Does the iPad Pro replace a laptop? No straightforward answer here, depends on the tasks which you do. I will make a video on this soon. Does the iPad Pro 2020 have a headphone jack? No, even the 2018 model did not have one. You need to use wireless headphones or buy this USB-C to 3.5mm headphone adapter which costs about £8. Link in the description below. Does the iPad Pro have wireless charging? No, it does not. Does the iPad Pro need a screen protector? Yes, the screen does smudge. You need to keep it clean by constantly wiping it. So it's better to use a screen protector which will keep the screen clean and it will also protect it. Links again down below. Does the iPad Pro come with Procreate? No, it does not come with the app, but the app costs £10 on the App Store. Does the iPad Pro 2020 bend? Okay, not in my usage, it didn't bend. However, due to the thin aluminum frame and based on the experience with the 28 versions, the bigger 12.9 inches might be prone to bending, so it's better to handle it with care and use a case. Does the iPad Pro 2020 support 5G? Unfortunately, none of the iOS devices support 5G at the moment. Does the iPad Pro play 4K video? The answer is no. The iPad Pro screen resolution is 2388 by 1668, which puts it in the 2K resolution slot. So you can definitely play video content in better than HD quality, and on a screen of that size, it will look amazing, so you will not miss that 4K screen. So that's all the questions for now, guys. I feel like a real celebrity now. Please let me know if you like this video and do drop a like if you did. Also comment down below and let me know your thoughts or ask me any questions or any video requests for the future. And please do subscribe to my channel, guys, to support me, and I will continue making fun and informative content for you. And as always, thanks a lot for staying with me until the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.